we're playing a new game since we finished with our blueprints revisit, and we're gonna try out Esoteric Ebb. Looked interesting, so we will see. We will see. So, as I understand, this is described as a mix of Disco Elysium and Dungeons and Dragons. So, you know, if you're into either of those things, you might be interested in this one. For me, it's more of the, like, there is some sort of investigation and there is some narrative role-playing stuff, so, you know, could be good. Now, I say that because I have neither played Disco Elysium, nor have I played Dungeons and Dragons exactly. Let me explain. So Disco Elysium, like, people have recommended it to me many times over the years since it came out, but the thing with it is that it seems to have some really heavy content. So, like, from just knowing about the warnings about the content, I was always like, oh, you know, I kind of need to get into some specific headspace to be ready for that. And then it just sort of never happened. So I have not yet played it. And then Dungeons and Dragons, I have played, like, tabletop RPGs, but when I was in the time when I played that kind of stuff, we had, like, some Warhammer fantasy tabletop rulebook rather than D&D, so I just kind of, that's what I grew up with, and therefore I'm familiar with the general concept of, like, tabletop RPGs and, you know, having characters with stats and using dice rolls to decide things. I just haven't actually played a Dungeons and Dragons specific one. I've played some other Dungeons and Dragons based board games and stuff like that, so I understand, again, fantasy world with various creatures. It's just, yes, never had a true D&D session. Yes, so this one, I know there is, like, some sort of political threads, political conspiracy. There is a bunch of stuff like that. But as far as I understand, it's nowhere near as heavy as Disco, right? It shouldn't be, like, traumatizing. So, like, I try to look up, you know, content minus spoilers. So it's not like it's not like that heavy. So hopefully it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay for stream. Like, it's supposed to be much more kind of on the lighter side of it. Because, yeah, Disco is, like, people have recommended me before to, like, watch Black Mirror, the TV show, and, like, I watched one season of that and I've never recovered from it, so that's kind of, like, what I'm worried about with Disco. So we have this instead. So I have kind of looked at it only before, you know, just to understand what the game is. So we're gonna be creating a character and have some stats, and then it's gonna narratively go from there. Disco's not that bad in terms of, it's not as bad as Black Mirror, or it's not as bad as the content warning would suggest. Because, like, I still have it on my list, I just haven't gotten around to it. Who knows, maybe one day I will decide it. But yes, hello everyone who's here. Hello Juwon, hello T, Digibob, and Crystal I saw wrote something. But yes, and Ava, of course. Sorry, missing you. Yes, the important part is that a tea shop has exploded, right? And of course, we cannot just let that be. Here, we really respect tea, and we can't just let random people explode tea shops. We must investigate what has happened. Yes, how dare they? How dare they? And for the voices in our head, I understand that basically our character stats are basically characters themselves, and they're gonna talk to us in our head, so that's gonna be an interesting experience. So with that in mind, I'm in the other corner of the screen today because as I understand everything will be happening in the corner I usually like to be. So yeah, we need to go and we need to create a character first. Hello Jenna Banya from Warszawa. Well then, are you Polish or do you just live there but you're from overseas somewhere? You don't have to say if you don't want to, of course. I'm just curious since I grew up in Poland, though not in Warszawa. Yeah, so our stats, like there is lots of information. We got strength, which measures your natural body prowess alongside a testosterone-fueled mindset. As a man, it is only proper for you to hone your figure and its capabilities. But why? The search for meaning is as vital as the struggle towards competency. Luckily, you already know your cause. To protect the innocent, to lead the weak, to sacrifice until nothing but your bones hit the pavement, to literally die. Become a zealot, regain your honor, set out your divine missions. So this is the Cleric's unique take on strength, right? It's yes, from like just looking at it before, when I was like trying the game to see it's all okay for streaming. It's like the description of the stats seem like biased by the stats themselves, right? Like strength things like it's great. So yes, higher strength allows you to equip extra items, be violent and or manly, useful in encounters. Religious fervor and aesthetic nationalism increases manhood. You're an American who married a Polish guy. Huh? Cool. So how do you like living in Poland then? So I feel like I'm on text now. I've moved myself to not be on text in the game, but now I'm on text here. Temporary, let's go over here. So a high-strength cleric votes for the party of Norvik, prays to his dead god, uses brute force on puzzles. We would never do that. Punches big bad evil guys in the face, wants to become a real human hero, loves quests, simple as. A low-strength cleric is a weak, sniveling rat, bows down to anyone stronger, can't handle the banter, gives up when the going gets tough, is afraid of women, doesn't care about quests. So it does feel like very much the stats are biased, right? The stats are biased about themselves and they'll be like, oh, if you don't pick me, you're gonna be weak and you're gonna be afraid of women and all that kind of stuff. Hello, Firefly. Yes, apparently if you're weak, you're afraid of women. That's what the game says. Let me hurt myself. Hi, Firefly. Are you here to cause trouble? So then we have dexterity. It is imperative to simply explain to these people that they have the right to choose. Belief in oneself is just. Wealth is bold from within. Measures natural reactivity, balance and poise. The haste with which you express a witty remark or notice a nervous glance. And of course, your ability to gracefully avoid the consequences of your action. It is about risk versus reward. It is that feeling of self-preservation where everything falls apart around you. To grab as much as you can while the grabbing's good. To progress towards a new future, full of freedom, so those who look out for themselves can prosper and survive. I promise you, no one else will. So uses for this, with enough dexterity you can steal anything. Pick locks, sneak, dodge traps, and roll initiative and react quickly as a dashing rogue. Become rich as a Republican revolutionary. Just run away, dummy. So yes, strength was very much about, let's get into fights and be manly, but dexterity is all about, let's just steal things and run away. High dexterity cleric votes for the revolutionary free striders. Like the voting is the top line because, as I understand, that's the kind of the political story of the game. There is a vote coming up, and that's what the story is also centered around. Collects piles of shiny coins. Acts first in every encounter. Avoids trouble before it brews. Always has a witty reply. Looks out for himself. Takes big risk and wins every time. Low dexterity cleric. Takes big risk and fails every time. Doesn't notice anything in time. Stumbles over his own feet. Drops the ball, figuratively and literally. Is slow, mentally and physically. Is dirt poor. Very embarrassing. Yes, so this is for your thieves and people who like to be sneaky. Constitution measures your natural stamina, both mental and physical. It's how much you can take before going down. The world is harsh and unforgiving. It will beat you to a pulp with words and sticks. So listen to your gut. The instinct that kicks in when you're standing at the pit. It's the voice that speaks about nothing but boldly truth. Every choice you make, every emotion you accumulate can be traced back down to the lower half of that stomach of yours. And yes, the drawing for it is literally our stomach. Follow it. Restrain the mortality of fleshy logic. Simple, easy, truthful, flashy logic. Well. It's needed for hit points, control your body, and its esoteric connection. Yes, the esoteric is something here since it's in the title. Your political party polled 2% last week, and you don't care. Pain is good for you. High Constitution Cleric keeps forgetting there's an election. Okay, so basically don't care. Focuses on good things in life. Is tougher than entropy. Keeps his neurotism in check. Talks with the spirits in the walls. Listens to his gut. Is already dead. Okay then. Low Constitution Cleric will die. Panics over everything. Listens to his gut and it's wrong. Has no control of his bodily functions. Can't handle the pain. Has no special connection with walls. Apparently it's important. According to Constitution, it's important to have a special connection with walls. Yeah, keeps his neurotism in check and talks with spirits in the walls. Seems a tad contradictory. Yeah, I think the important thing to see here is that the descriptions and roles themselves are themselves biased by the stat themselves, right? The stat is like, I'm good and important. You like Constitution the most? I mean, I'm not sure, you know, like, it feels very connect with your body sort of thing, and I do like hit points. Dexterity seems like, you know, at least you can run away from trouble. Strength just feels a bit full of itself, to be honest. Intelligence measures your ability to recall, store, and process information. It is your logical receptacle and calculator. It is only proper for you to hone this pulsating mass within your skull. But why? Simple, pure, unadulterated ego. Knowledge rules the world, so too shall you one day lead the weak. Bring your genius to the masses. If they do not bow, they do not deserve you. You know everything about the past, therefore it is only rational you will truly know the future as well. Enlighten the ignorant masses. Hello, Crystal. Welcome. So, high intelligence allows prepare more spells, think, plan, and execute an actual plan. Complete the Magokartic Redrin. Vote for yourself. Okay, so we're like, screw the election, you know, screw everyone else in the election. We're in charge. Be a genius without peers. Yes, it feels like the high intelligence of like someone who thinks that they're, you know, the only one worth anything. High intelligence cleric votes for the best wizard. You, ourselves, we're the best wizard. At least we think so. Despises and envies the gods. Solves every mystery with ease. Masters arcane magic. Spouts historical facts for hours. Is dismissive towards those lesser. Knows everything. A low intelligence cleric. Knows nothing. Is both ignorant and confident. Oh no. Makes up tidbits to seem smart. Is barely sentient. Cannot intentionally solve mysteries. Is an idiot. Duh. Well, of course. And then we have wisdom. Measures your awareness, intuition, and ability to understand the world around you, to feel it. You may not know why, but meeting the gaze of another grants you an empathic bond with her wants and fears, her dreams and hopes. You can read people for good or bad, and pick up details others would pass by. It is your belief in the heart of all folk to give and share what you have and be completely and utterly selfless. It is the only true road to redemption. Gods only know how hard you try. So, empowers your spells, be kind and see the good in all folk. Egalitarian hope of the Asgalian working class. There are no big bad evil guys. Okay, so the world is grey. Yeah, I was gonna tease oh, wisdom and intelligence build myself. Yeah, I think that would generally also be my kind of choices, right? I am more for the intellectual build rather than fisticuffs, but we'll see. So votes for the Asgalian Workers' Party, hates nothing except hierarchies, embraces his feminine side, follows his bleeding heart, masters primal magic, reads body language like a champ, notices all details. A low wisdom cleric is an obvious fool, misreads cues all the time, does not think about the lower class, does not get people, fails at spotting traps, is not aware of where he is, what's going on here, I'm so confused, there is nothing, the text is obscured, potentially a bug, or on purpose, because we're so confused. We can't even read this sentence. And we have charisma. Measures your eloquence, confidence, and ability to navigate social situations of any kind. In short, it is the force of your unkempt personality, but they don't need to know that. Smooth talk your way into any position of your liking. You can be affiliated with any known faction or thought. Reality is molded around your will. Like a chameleon, become a social operator. Become anything you need to make everyone finally love you. That sounds like it's coming from a place of insecurity, oh yes, everyone will finally love me. I'm so alone. With high charisma, you will get an automatic discount in selected stores near you. Win every conversation, say the right thing. Say whatever gets people to like you and become an apolitical force of nature. Be arguably sociopathic. And then the role, high charisma cleric, votes for whatever makes him popular, was socialized as a child, knows what to say to win favors, can actually flirt with some baddies. Okay, well, I can feel like some people would want to see that. Loves to mind control people, sees truth as a suggestion, has no soul. Low charisma, isn't very likable, doesn't know how to act with people, fumbles the bodies, fierce conversations, is like the opposite of a skilled orator, has no style. Okay, and then we also have a background, punching bag, dead cleric, abject opposite. Okay, so that gives us additional bonuses to our stats. Okay, so we can pick the stuff, we can randomize, or there are pre-built builds that we can pick and then we can then modify them, so we don't have to step by step set every stat. Cooking tea with magic. So yeah, I mean, my general remember last time I made a character for D&D, wrote the background story until it was 1 gigabyte long, then it changed my mind and deleted. Wow, Crystal. That is some dedication, and also kind of oh yeah, I don't like it. Leave me. So yeah, I would probably lean towards yes, intelligent wisdom and charisma build as a base for myself. Background is lore enthusiast, spending time alone in the city. You often end up ended up at the Daroian Library. The strange history of Jor's realm was a constant companion to you. So that's the pre-built build. Yeah, we love lore. So yeah, we still have some strength, although it's like -1 proficiency, and we get dexterity. Constitution's quite low, but yes, intelligence high, wisdom's high, and charisma's high. Now, I would maybe like adjust this a little bit, and basically maybe, you know, because intelligence feels very like, yes, you're smart, but you're also kind of self-centered through it, while the wisdom feels more, you know, you're worldly, but you also care about people, right? So I'm like, maybe move a bit from intelligence to wisdom. And then we also have proficiencies that we can like boost the stat. I'm just looking like our constitution is looking a bit low, but maybe that's okay. Like maybe between our dexterity and charisma we can talk our way out of things and we'll be fine. And yes, we can be a lore enthusiast. So again, from what I like read in preparation to this game, like, because you can choose so many things and then you make narrative choices, you're actually not expected to, you know, do everything in the game the one time you play it. Like, you're gonna miss a lot of it because that's how the game is designed. So, you know, we're just basically picking like the experience we want to have. We're going to trip over our shoelaces and die immediately. Oh, but it's gonna be a very smart death, right? We're gonna trip over the shoelaces, but then as we're dying, we're gonna utter the most intelligent thing the world has ever heard, so... we picked a nerd character that will get bullied. Well... Am I building a character after myself? Maybe, possibly. Who would know? Definitely low constitution on my part. It's like, you know... getting out of bed and feeling like you've already died. Yeah, okay, let's not, you know, spend our entire stream on our character picking. I think we're good. Okay, so now... I've broke the camera, now is what's happening. Now I should be able to move myself over here so I'm not over all the dialogue, because I saw that the dialogue isn't on that part. That's why I started with my camera on the other side. There we go. Okay. We're good to go. We're going. Decisions have been made. We may or may not regret them. 5 days until the first ever election. An explosion erupts at the heart of the city. No one wants to deal with it, so they send you. The failiest cleric on record. One with incredibly deep, esoteric insight. Complete your quests in any order. Don't be afraid to make interesting choices. And remember to love everyone, no matter what. Yes, that's our wisdom speaking. The campaign will take you from level 1 to 6. Too fast. It's been a journey to put this together. I hope you have a good time, Chris. And make sure to save often. You literally have no health. Okay, thank you, Dev. Speak with the dead. 3rd level necromancy. Casting time 1 action. Range 10 feet. Duration 10 minutes. You grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. The spell fails if the corpse was a target of the spell within the last 10 days. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, and repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it, or it recognizes you as an enemy. This spell doesn't return the a creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. Thus, the corpse can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events. Okay, why is it telling me this, right? Why is this like the opening of the game? Interesting. Okay, well, we continue. There's a light. A light is approaching us. Hello, little light. Jar. Truth and nothing else. A voice declares. What is your name? Intelligence, success. Ragn. Your name is Ragn. Okay. So yes, this is our stats talking to us. Success. And in your statement of citizenry, Ragn Hemlin. Ragn? That doesn't sound right. Ragn Hemlin. I guess our name is Ragn Hemlin. We don't get to name ourselves. I guess not. But also, yes, who's asking us? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Crystal. Yes, it's not cool of people to just like catch you from the game. Wonder what would happen if we fail to remember our name. Like if we're too dumb to remember our name. Yes, that would be interesting. Well, we can say that doesn't sound right. Failure on strength. No one calls you by your name. What? But success on wisdom. You are often referred to as Cleric. So my name is... Yes, speak it. Cleric? If your name is what they call you, that is it. Something came up on the side. I didn't get a time to read it. Could be worse. You answer. Another question from the darkness. What is your occupation? Class conflict. Interesting. I'm sorry, are we the dead corpse? Are we being asked 5 questions? Although saying what's your name and what's your occupation doesn't sound like a good thing to spend on, like, questioning corpse about. Unless you're investigating how the corpse died and who they are. Biblically accurate heart is spooky. Yes. Yes, what is your occupation? As if it matters. We can try to look around. Your senses reach out into the void. A glimmer dangling far, far away. A string of existence. Okay, well, we're in a void and there's a string of existence. What's an occupation in this context? Work. Getting paid for labor. Dexterity is here. Didn't you have a job? Something really important. Yes, didn't you have a job? And we also failed our dexterity roll, apparently. Your class. Tell the voice about your class. Class? What class am I? Upper class. Constitution failed and thinks we're upper class, okay? You are a great spellcaster who will rule the world one day. Of course Intelligent would say that. You are a city cleric. Nothing more. And awful at everything. But again, that's from a failure. I assume depending on the success or failure, they say something else to us, right? Well, yes, we passed the constitution check, but then we failed the constitution check. So, you know, sometimes it happens. I'm awful at everything. I'm a goddamn wizard. I'm definitely a cleric. I'm a goddamn wizard. Gods be damned. Okay, another class conflict. You are. It takes a while before the next question is posed. What is your current goal? Yeah, he said that and we failed like 3 in a row. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you get lucky, but then you don't. How many of us are in one body? Well, it's just us, but then every single of our stats gets to talk. What is your current goal? We need to find out who blew up the tea shop, yes. So that's what we're doing. We're investigating the tea shop blowing up. And most importantly, for what nefarious purpose? Yes, very nefarious. With your gift, you can easily take control one day. The goblin chieftain. She needs you. Control? A tea shop exploded? Why all these questions? To rule the world, to find the goblin chieftain, is that right? Yes, a tea shop exploded. That's my foremost concern in all of this. Unfortunately, yes. That's not good. I like tea shops. Great, I hate tea shops, they should be banned. No. I don't have any strong opinions on tea shops. In fact, I never think of them at all. No, that's not good. I like tea shops. They are lovely. Yes. Wisdom knows what they're talking about. Yes, tea is ready to riot for not liking tea. You may ruminate further on tea shops at a later date. There is a question to be answered. Your goal is... Why are all these questions? Failure on charisma. No clue, but you should keep them talking. Hello, Rob. Yeah, we just literally started. This is like the intro dialogue to the game, so right now all of our stats are talking to us. Yeah, no clue, but you should keep them talking. It's been silent here for far too long. Okay, so what's our goal? To rule the world. It is only right. No reply, no feedback. Then the voice asked, what is your political affiliation? The question strikes your entire consciousness, sending it spinning. If you care for your fellow, vote for the Asgalists. It is the duty of the powerful to lead. That is you, no one else. Don't be so self-absorbed. You are a social creature, defined by what you give. Dexterity. You've moved beyond the bounds of dictators. We've moved beyond the bounds of dictators. We are free to make our own choices, thanks to the revolutionary free striders. Yeah, so all our stats are basically taking their own political sides. Constitutions. Elections are. Yes, they don't care. Do we get to eat? That's what they care about. But elections are just a thing that happens around them. Exhausting. Because we failed. We also failed strength. It hides in the back of your skull, a fact that you are bound to be a nationalist. And it frightens you, the pressure. We can say the different parties. We can say I don't know any of these worlds. We can say I should be in charge as a god king wizard lord. Actually, I'm apolitical. Stay silent. So yeah, I mean, based on what we know about our stats, wisdom is the one that's like, you know, equality, love all the people. Like, I'm definitely not with the nationalists. The free striders, I think that was from dexterity, so this was, you know, some sort of like, yes, there is democracy, but still some sort of class. So I guess the wisdom one, 5 is probably not a good one to say. No, the 5 is coming from the intelligence, that while it's good to have intelligence, like clearly the very high intelligence is quite, you know, self-absorbed. We don't need to tell everyone. Yes, we should only tell them once we are ready to be the God King Wizard Lord. If we tell them ahead of time, they might like take offense before we're ready. But yes, I'm gonna go with the Asgalist. That was the wisdom choice, and that's like, you know, I associate myself with the wisdom. As if. Life is a struggle to alleviate oppression. The exiles know this well. You have supported them in the past. Time to do so again. The sooner they understand that we are their natural superior, the sooner we can move on to more important things. So yes, I get my stats talking to me, and then I also get all of you talking to me. So we get double the voices. Your voice is fading. This is the end. The final question. Yeah, we are definitely a corpse being interrogated here. That's why they told us. Yes, how did you die? Success. Same way you lived. Unable to step out of the uniform. Not for 1 second. Now's your chance. Break free. I fell into divinity. She took me whole. I died when he died. Stay silent until the darkness ends. I'm not dead. Okay, so can we just like die and it's game over? Yes. Juwon seems to be moving from constitution to high intelligence alignment. Who and what is Jord? Well, they might be the actual person that have cast the necromancing spell on us since we're dead body. Yes, refuse to be dead. I'm not dead. Okay, we see the light. Okay, we're getting intro credits. Is this us? We seem to be falling. Published by Raw Fury. Yes, Raw Fury have been publishing some good games. Blueprints, Seance of Blake at Blake Manor, all that kind of stuff, you know. That's basically how I found this game. It was just in the Raw Fury publisher sale. And I'm like, well, I liked other things they published. I assume this is just us dying. Oh no, our pocket watch! It's floating away. Dexterity's gonna be not happy that we couldn't keep a hold of it. The music's nice. Esoteric Ebb. The title's also a bit, you know, what does it mean? It's like ebb would be things pulling away, things getting weaker, I think, because it's like tide retreating, I think. Hello, very much craft. We're dead. See? It's our corpse. We started and we're dead. Day 1, March 22nd, 27 PE. Okay. ... A fresh start. Get up. Your heartbeat is loud. Screaming. Your body aches. It's stiff, as if you've slept for days. Ready for the quest to continue. Look around you, check your stuff. Wait, what's that about this quest? Okay, let's look around us. A circular stone chamber. A storage for apples and corpses. Should you be storing your apples next to your corpses? Real apple obsession. We're scared of the whole hospital. Those piles of apples. Is that Tolstad? Tolstad? Tolstad, a sprawling island fortress and one of 5 districts in the city. It sits in the middle of River Torna, home of Jor Spiller. Okay, so that's something about a Jor. A sprawling tunnel network and water lane, the greatest trade hub in Ascani. You are on Tolstad right now. Okay. Okay, so we can basically... We have to roll in order to be able to remember lore information. Water lane, the largest trade port in Norvik, located in a massive tunnel piercing the center of Tolstad. It is a so-called marvel of dwarven engineering, and is the reason so many people commute to Tolstad over the many bridges, considered as one of the great crafted wonders of the world. Yeah, so if we didn't, you know, pick our lore enthusiast build, then we would be like, where are we? What is this place? Norvik, the central city of Ascani and last bastion of humanity. It was founded upon the end of the Reconquest in 468 AE, exactly 70 years ago. Ascan, one of the 8 bands along the coast. It is a cold, mountainous realm. It is your home. Also referred to as Ascani. Okay, we can just keep reading lore. The coast, also known as Jor's Realm, it is a strip of land divided into 8 bands. The further inland you go, the closer you get to the infinite wastes. It is theorized to be a ring of half-sphere due to the bend of the horizon. The infinite waste, starting at approximately 1,000 or so miles from the coast, depending on various factors. The land is inhospitable, but unexplorable, and quite frankly, cursed. Each band has its own flavor of this waste. Okay, so we've succeeded at all the lore rolls, so we got to learn lots of things. Band, an esoteric divide splits the circular coast of Jor into 8 geographic areas, commonly known as bands. Each band has unique esoteric and natural traits and stretches from the coast to the infinite wastes. Esoteric, the magic of Jor and his strings. The coast is infused with it. Jor, the name of a realm, also the name of the legendary wizard who created it. He died during the closing at the end of the Gate era. Wizard, a book-learned arcane spellcaster, typically plays Jor's strings by memorizing and executing esoteric rituals and chants. Okay, well, we could go into, like, eras and everything. We could just sit here and read a book, basically, because we're smart enough for that. Let's check our stuff. What stuff? Your hands dart around your pouch and uniform. Panic, sweat. No spellbook, no mace, face it. You've been robbed. Your legs shake. Tears begin to form. Deep breaths. Your belongings are surely somewhere here. Wait, what was this about a quest? Oh yes, a quest. Did that just heal us? Because, like, our HP went up by 1. Do I remember everything? Yes, everything is off, but your memory is intact. Your quest was given yesterday, remember? The tea shop. The tea shop? Yep, the tea shop that blew up. Easy job. You'll be done in a day or 2. Just a job. Ah, so I've done this before. A quest? I like those. Wait, how much time do I have? So, to be clear, I need to figure out who blew up some random tea shop. Yeah, how much time do I have? Until the election, duh. Which is in 5 days. Time only advances when you make new choices in dialogues. Okay, so each time we pick something, time moves on. So therefore, sometimes it might be wise to not keep picking options and just keep going. Not sure I get this game, not sure what's happening. I mean, right now it's just like, we just woke up and there's a bunch of lore, right? So once we move on, it might be a bit clearer that we're trying to do something, but yes, like, I guess it's the kind of game where there is a lot of reading, and you just, like, some people don't vibe with that, and that's understandable. But yes, maybe we just move on then. We have to figure out who blew up some random tea shop. How dare you, random tea shop? It's important. Tea shops are important. More or less. But you've got like 5 days to do it. So no stress. There's that feeling again. The feeling you're about to enter a path from which there is no way back. No way back? That doesn't sound too good. Can I think about this first? Yes, let's finish this job. Yes, let's be confident. Damn right, you'll do great. Now get going. Alright, but first Okay, we just lost a constitution roll and took 2 damage. You feel dizzy. The weight of the Earthguard uniform, a dull pain, takes hold. Your body aches. Its contents rotting. Okay, we're a corpse as well. You must consume an apple, now! Your mind forms a trail from one cross to another. You know not why you stand among those apples, but you know everything else that has gone wrong in your life. You must dig yourself out of this trench with kindness and an ever-brightening love for folk. If your stats are high or low enough, chimes will appear in your mind. They will suggest, inform, and offer unique paths. Trust them at your own risk. Okay, so it's like, your mind may be telling you things, but they might be good or not. Okay, thank you, voices in my head. During character creation, Constitution did state that you were already dead. Yes. Seems like we were indeed already dead. Well, I guess we have to find out what kind of tea shop it is. Okay, there's an apple here. So we can behold or trifle. We can't talk to it. An apple looks better than the ones in a pile. Okay, let's trifle with the apple. Garden apple. Okay, it goes into our inventory. And we've got items, and we've got slots. And we've got our stats. We have slots for feats. So, and we have deep storage. So that's interesting. Well, let's consume this apple. It will restore 1 HP. We've healed. Okay. We've got a journal with a map and some places marked up. We've got a spell book, so we can cure wounds. Can we cast that? First level evocation, casting time 1, bonus action, category divine, range touch, instantaneous. A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8. Your wisdom ability modifier. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs. If we take off our helmets, we'll be able to see our face? Maybe. Yeah, it seems like we can't cure ourselves. We can only cure others. Can we take our helmet? No, I will not. Yeah, practically your face. Do not take it off. The helmet is attached to our face. Questing. Okay, there is some sort of alignment chart. So this is first ever election. Then we have the tea shop that blew up. Your purpose on toll is to investigate. Yep. And yes, this is the class conflict that was popping up. Oh no, we're ugly. You've declared yourself the Cleric of Norvik 1 single time. It's a grand title, suitable for a true human cleric like yourself. As of now, you have said 1 single time that you're a wizard, which you are. Despite the getup, your true talent lies within the arcane, obviously. Okay, so it counts the amount of times we have said something, and that will have some sort of effect on us later. Yes, I understand if this is not everyone's type of game, like with the amount of dialogue and weird things that are happening. I mean, I wanted to check it out, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, there is something on the table we can behold. This isn't yours, is it? Well, I don't know, but I can trifle with it. Tattered cloak. +1 dexterity, -1 charisma. Okay, so we can take it. The cloak is sprawled upon the iron slab. As you grab it, you immediately feel the dampness spreading into your gloves. Ugh. Oh. It is light blue and tattered. And it was once yours. Please don't, this thing is disgusting. We can wring out the water, then it's less damp. The filthy liquid falls to the floor of the stony chamber. It smells of salt water. It's still quite wet. Okay. Should I wear this? No. Of course you should wear it. A hood is the perfect tool for any decent rogue and or ne'er-do-well. So what if it's a little dumb? You have to wear it. I'll think about it. You reach for your fancy red pouch of holding. The cloak easily slips inside into the extra-dimensional space with a satisfying slurp. I'm not sure slurps are ever satisfying. Gods, I can fit so many items in these things. We've gained 5 experience points. Yes, you are very lucky. This kind of magic item can go upwards of 10,000 crowns. I assume that's the currency. It is not yours though. It's the city's. You can't just use it for anything. Shut up. It's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. Now, go put on your cloak and rob some people. Reallocate some resources. Equipping items temporarily alters your ability scores. Right, let's leave. Well, yes, so dexterity wanted me to put this on because it increases my dexterity, but charisma was like, no, please don't. Don't do it. And our dexterity is already higher than our charisma, so I'm like, I'm not sure we want to wear it right now. I think we're good. A divine shrine covered in apples. Yes, we're not robbing, we're reallocating resources. Yes, and giving it to ourselves. There's a corpse, we can talk to them. You stare at a blue rag. It's draped over the outline of someone. Human, male, over 40. Sir, you can't sleep down here. Ah, I see, it must be normal to take naps here. Check under the rag. You gain 5 experience. Underneath you find the cold corpse of a human. Thinning blonde hair, unkempt facial hair. Mid-40s, factory worker, a scunny blood. His complexion shows nearly no decay, most likely under the effect of a preserving spell. The difficulty class of a dice choice is determined by how challenging that roll will be for you. If you select a dice choice, you then roll a 20-sided die. If you get the same or higher as the difficulty class, then you succeed on that roll. Okay, so like... Well, we have high intelligence, so we can try and examine him closer. I'm good with corpses, right? I don't know, it's the kind of question you should be asking. Yeah, success! There's something strange here. This is no regular gentle repose. Gentle repose, 2nd level necromancy spell keeps a corpse from decaying. Okay, so it's not just like stop the corpse from decaying. Lean in and look closer. Harsh scars cover the skin. Sign of being either a hard worker or a careless worker litter his skin. Cause of death appears to be not directly visible. No blunt trauma either. Gain 5 experience. Considering his age and the shape of his body, the man most likely died of a common disease or internal failure. That's pretty broad and vague. Unless you're willing to start cutting, that's all you'll get. Except... what? There's also a marking on the right leg, a circle with a cross inside it. 300 pieces added. You recall, this is the marking of a PR, potential revivification. Alright, this guy can be revived? Seems so. He most likely died during care and was granted immediate gentle repose. However, he clearly did not have an RF, a revive fund, nor did he have family members with enough ready cash. Okay, so some sort of social system of like, we have the magic to be able to stop people from dying, and we have the magic to be able to raise them back up, but you know, if you don't have enough money, then it's not happening. Yes, a type of life insurance. Monthly payments are made into an account that can be used to pay for the resurrection of a fallen holder, given they're under the age of 75 human scale. Yes, then it's just act of returning dead person back to life. There are many spells that do this, from a weak revivify to the legendary true resurrection. Yes, third level necromancy spell, used within 60 seconds of death. Or perhaps he was just an unlikable fellow. Who knows? Fair enough. You cover up the corpse once more. So should I cast Revivify on this guy? Well, I mean, we don't have it, right? We only have, like, the tiny healing spell. It's okay to loot him, right? Who was this guy? Why is he here? Too close to American health insurance system. Yeah, this is where I was like, well, I don't think it is as, you know, it has as many content warnings as Disco. It does have, like, political conspiracy and political themes, so you know, if that's a lot, then that may come up a bunch. I mean, why is he here? He's dead. I assume this is where they put dead people. I should stop bothering the corpse now. Yes, I'm not gonna go loot dead people. That's not very nice. And we can also search this jar. Maybe it's got something. Incense. Sure, let's steal it. Why not? Easily burned spices and herbs can be used to recover first level spell slots. Okay. And we now have... yes, we've encountered a corpse. Seem fresh and ready for Revivify, though it cost quite a bit of money to bring him back, almost a month's rent. Okay, so that's... we could potentially do it if we pay, / if we have the spell. Okay, well, let's see. There is a scroll in the apples. Divine scripture, where it does not belong. Can we have it? Shield of Faith. Memorize Shield of Faith. Okay, so we learned a spell. A shimmering field appears and surrounds you, protecting you from damage for the duration. Any loss of hit points is reduced by 1. Okay. Cool. Yes, I'm still trying to be like, what are we doing in this game? A great mountain of apples. Wait, is this person a zombie? Are they dead? Or they just have really bad skin? Well, we'll find out in a bit, because there's still stuff here, like this ladder. Voting card. -1 intelligence. Why? A scaffold voting card made out to Ragn Hemlin. That's our name. It's from a dwarven office for some reason, and someone has checked in all 5 parties on the list. You need to bring this to a polling place on election day if your voice is to be heard, okay? Less than a man's rent to bring someone back from death? Could be worse. Better hope it's not a frequent occurrence, though. Yes, okay, yes. The voting card is losing us intelligence because it's filled in for every single party. So I don't think you're allowed to vote like that. You have to make some choices. We can examine it further. You pick up this surprisingly thick piece of paper with a shaking hand. The card is slightly torn and has clearly been drenched at some point. At the top it says Rostcord in big bold lettering. Rostcord means voting card in fancy Ascani Dwarven. Okay. Alright, there's an election. How does this thing work? Look at the list of parties. Yes, how does this thing work? Because I assume it doesn't work by check everything. After you pick it up as the district office, you only need to check the box of one of the 5 parties. Yeah, exactly. Then you deliver it on election day to a polling place. Although in your case, you'd need to write the name of the party you want in the corner along with your signature, yes, because intelligence says we vote for ourselves. Since you've filled out every box, like an idiot, this is your one vote. You should indeed take care of it. Look at the list of parties. Nationalist Party of Norway. The Inheritors of Earth's Will, a theocratic organization founded to uphold the old ways, headed by magistrates and 20-something noble families. Free Strider Revolutionary Party. It feels like we should know who's who. The New Way. People in the East have overthrown the old wizards and gods. For years, the revolution has slowly crept into the city. Now it's time to finally join the free cities and get rich. Asgalist. Workers' Party. The workers who build the city want to rule it. Seems only just. Their vision is of a fair and even society, where those who live underneath rise up to show their worth. After all, why can't we share? Agrarian Rural Party. Arcanist Party of Magic. The Magocrats who ruled pre-Coast War human civilization in Old Dominion. Also a very minor political party in Norway. And finally, the last box doesn't say anything. This is where you can input whatever you want or just leave it empty for a null vote. The box next to each party is filled in with a smudged checkmark, including the last empty one. Are those all the parties? No. There are about a dozen other large parties in Norway. Most have been subsumed over the last few years, such as the Civic League of Progressiveness, the Torch Union, Order of the Scales, Hedonist Party, and the various guild parties. The Agrarians and Arcanists are the only ones who have not joined a larger party or fallen aside. Good to know. Or we can say, alright, the election. It was nice to not think about it for it once. You're prepared all life for this. It's time for change, baby. I'd like to join the tea drinking party. Yep. Useless. We should just get a God King again. Worked great last time. Let's have a party. It's time for a damn revolution. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like basically there are choices of like the old way of, you know, the ruling class, the kings, the god kings and whatever. Then whatever dexterity's doing seems very like, let's get rich sort of capitalism thing. And then wisdom wants to be more workers' party, let's get equal sort of stuff. And intelligence just wants us to be god king. We've never had one of those before. Neat, yes, this is the first time there are elections. Very neat. Finally your voice will be heard. Along with every other idiot in Norvik. Good to know. Okay, well, there is something that looks like a zombie. The game said you should save often. There are autosaves as well, so that should be fine. Just in case we die to the zombie. A guy. He looks indecisive. We can try and pickpocket a wisdom tooth that gives us 1 wisdom with a dexterity check. Let's see. Oops. We failed. With your fingers fumbling about in his mouth, your grip over the fancy magical tooth slips and... he bites down. Oops. Ouch! You instinctively move your hand away, but he still gets a quick nibble in. You're in his mouth? This is highly invasive behavior. Try to behave. Take a step back. Okay. Oh. This guy just won't move. Well, there's another apple here, so maybe I can heal myself from my injuries. There we go. We get to heal ourselves from our mistakes. Okay, so we can't get past him because he won't move. There are more apples here? Can I get some? No? Pile of apples. Okay. I don't speak any German. Game sponsored by Big Apple. Well, we can go upstairs then. Pickpocket. Some items are guarded. Okay, don't get to read this. The screen just moves on. Whisker's lair. Okay, there are some actual people here. I can't read that. I don't know the language, apparently. I can roll, I guess, my intelligence to try and read his stats. Okay, so I've managed to get some of his stats. He's a human, level 17 entrepreneur. The pale man handles corpses in a basement, a typical self-employed city contractor. You remember hearing about this man. He used to be a dentist and a surgeon. His study into the magical realm is immense, far beyond your capabilities. Some of this text he surrounds himself with would suggest he can cast 5th or even 6th level spells. Couldn't be higher, could it? Yeah, that's an interesting way to kind of read people. But yes, I guess this is a warning of like, don't start a fight with him unless you've got high ability spells, because he gonna destroy us. He's smarter than us. Yeah, his intelligence is 20. And also he's got pretty high stats. Like, I think he beats us on everything. Hello, my dude. The pale man sits hunched over a stack of forms, busy at work, his pencil slowly filling out line after line. On the top paper you see an icon of Serpentine Drake. He better not run for God King. A Great Purge. Those are official documents of the city. Great Purge, the drake-like sea creature found along River Torna. Earth was known to tame this creature, and eventually the Great Purge became the symbol of his great city. Yes, he better not run for God King because he will win, or, you know, we have to hail him, because we recognize, right? We're smart enough to recognize that he's better than us. Up and about, are we? Yes, Viskin, Locker Mortician. Wonderful. I'm Viskin, Locker Entrepreneur and proprietor of this Lich House. It appears you don't really belong here, but if there is anything I can do, Cleric, just let me know. He smiles at you. Yet his eyes say something else, and his voice is familiar to you. Was he the guy talking to us while we were dead? Did you save my life? He puts down his pen. Your life is your own. You owe me nothing. However, I'm afraid to say you've been through quite the turmoil, Cleric. I died, didn't I? Those fishermen who brought you here certainly thought so. Not that I blame them. You weren't exactly in prime condition. Prime condition? You're always in your prime condition. Except we failed the strength check. You never are. Yes, we're smart enough to know we're not in prime condition. River Takey added. They'd caught you in their net, believe it or not. Such a strange tale. Wait, how did you end up in the river? How did I end up in the river? Who were these fishermen? Where can I find this fisherman? Simon, in fact, alive? Yes, how did I end up in the river? I'm afraid I don't have much to tell. Perhaps you fell off one of the bridges to Tolstad? There are 7 bridges over River Torna connecting Tolstad to the rest of the city. I would never fall. It must have been an assassination attempt. Is he holding a scalpel? No, I think he's holding a pencil, right? There was stuff about him writing with a pencil. I must have slipped. Happens all the time. Perhaps there's an esoteric explanation to all of this. I would never fall. It must have been an assassination attempt. How awful. His uncaring tone speaks against his words. Where can I find this fisherman? He ponders your question. I did not ask for names, sorry to say. But perhaps Water Lane? That's just a guess. So I'm in fact alive. I mean, I think we can tell that we don't need to spend time on that question. I have some other questions, I think. Do you now? I acquire assistance with some things. We can do a wisdom check. Our wisdom is quite high, but it requires a 33. Figure out what's weird about this guy. I'm going to go now. Not so sure that we're alive. Well, I mean, alive in the sense of we can walk around and we can walk around and do things. Yes, it's like we would have to roll a 20 for this to work. I mean, we can try, right? See what happens. We've already got bitten by a zombie. Like, how much worse could it get? Roll 3. You glare at the pale man who keeps working on his documents for approximately 2 minutes. Eventually, you feel stuck in your thoughts. I don't mean to imply I know more than an honorable Ulfgard member, my good cleric. However, you must certainly have more important things to do on a day like this. He's correct. Maybe you can get back to this later. Some dice checks are locked on failure and can be attempted again later. These checks are unlocked on a long or short rest, or by spending shards of Jor. But a roll with a very high DC should probably be lowered before attempting again. Okay, so yes, it's basically almost a tutorial of what you do if you fail. How much worse could it get? Don't tempt fate. Why not? I require assistance with some things. Can you help me with stuff? Of course. Anything for the city. You called me Cleric. I did, yes. What gave it away? He stops for a second and glares at you. The facade drops, but for a moment. A heavily armored man in Ulfgard colors with a prayer book on his hip. Thoughts land on the pages of spells you've meticulously worked on for years. The book is not in your possession right now, but it must be near if the pale man has seen you with it. They might have found you in the river, but you're clearly of city stock. Could be happenstance. I am indeed the cleric. Good for you. You lean a little further into being a cleric. Gain 10 XP for choosing this class 2 times. Okay, so the fact that we keep saying that, it means we're moving towards it with our XP type. Yes, if you're a clergyman, you might run a congregation for a local religion or deity. Then there are clerics of the bureaucratic variety, city officials speaking for the religious state. You, however, must be an arcane cleric. No, I am the chosen one. You are correct. I am an arcane cleric. I guess we're saying things, but we're making choices about ourselves. Figured as much when I saw your spell book. Or do you call it a prayer book? Either way, you clearly play your strings as much as you channel this divinity. The Pale Mind knows of a lot of your training. Interesting. Yeah, so if he saw our book, where is it? Right? Where is that book? Where did he put it, if he's seen it? Did he steal our spells? Like, literally robbed of our magic? Hi, Firefly. Are you trying to mess with the mic again? Yeah, I don't know where to go. I don't mean to tell you what to do, Cleric, but there's a certain rumor that our local goblin chieftain is waiting for you. Goblin chieftain? Lady Miska Sageleaf is her name. She's down in the Goblin Garden. Of course you've heard of her. Lady Sageleaf is quite famous. She leads one of the 3 goblin tribes exonerated by Earth after the conquest. The name is spoken in both reverence and fear. Dragon of Tolstad added. They call her the Dragon of Tolstad. She sounds scary. The goblins live in a garden? Well, not quite. You'll see when you get there. And when you do, make sure to pay your respects. Lady Sageleaf is a powerful ally. I would even go so far as to call her de facto lawkeeper here on this island fortress. A sliver of genuine tone slips out. He has great respect for this dragon. Wait, this is part of the job? Talking with some goblin queen? With some petty goblin queen? You might find her at the southern tip of Tolstad, the pale man says and keeps scribbling on his paper in front of you. So, what do you know about spellcasting, huh? Quite a bit. He seems wary on the subject. If he knows more than you, then it could be useful to listen. Can you explain the very basics of spellcasting? Oh, I mean, of course. Embarrassing. He wonders if your head is still filled with water. As a wizard, you memorize your spells before casting them. As an arcane cleric, you must memorize your spells during prayer at a shrine. There's one downstairs, by the apples. Okay, so we have to pray at the shrine to get the spells? Because we pulled a little, what do you call it, scroll, but I'm not sure that means we've memorized it. The guy is 100% a lich undead spellcaster. Interesting. How do I get more spells? 2 ways. You could spend time learning them, drafting pages out of the palace archives, or the Great Library in Towers, since you obviously would have some access to that. Hello, Joran, welcome. However, I don't believe you have time for either of those options. So I would suggest other route. What's that? Spell scrolls. Oh yeah, I saw one downstairs. Yes, a piece out of my collection. Oh. You are very much allowed to indulge, Cleric. I'm glad to assist the city in any way. He put them out for you on purpose. Why? You don't need his permission. Now, Tolstad is filled with all kinds of strange caches, so you'll probably encounter more by just looking around. If you get your hands on a scroll, then just memorize it. Cantrips or spells, doesn't matter. I'm sure you're talented enough to memorize them on the spot. I am. Strike a heroic pose. He nods to you and goes back to his writing. Okay. Can you teach me magic? A slight smirk creeps onto his face. I sadly don't have time for a proper lecture at the moment. After the election, I could make time, if you're interested. Great knowledge awaits. Beware, his tutelage holds great evil. Okay, so our wisdom can see through him, and it's like, yeah, there is evil in this guy. Until then, you are free to browse my collection, he says, glancing at the many books along the western wall. And of course, granted item charm person, here. A first level enchantment spell, if the target fails a wisdom check, you'll be their favorite person for a little while. Of course, after that, they will surely hate you. But who cares about that? A copy of charm person, it will surely be useful to you. A truly diabolical spell. The towers teach it only to higher tier spellcasters usually, despite its first level. That's a great shortcut to charming people, although you gotta be careful with the fallout. If you care about such things. Okay. That's all I have to ask about spellcasting. Very well. If you want to practice, feel free to cast anything non-lethal on my servant Ost. He's like just offers his servant to be affected by magic. Wow, that's evil. Yeah, exactly. Sounds like good practice. Yes, wisdom and intelligence, they don't seem well aligned with each other. Can I try some casting on you instead? He stares at you. Waste of a spare slot, I'm afraid. You believe him. We failed the constitution check. He does not wish to elaborate further. That's all the help I need, thanks. I'm going to go now. Before you do, make sure to collect all your belongings. He gives you a quick inspection with his dead eyes. Too quick, like he's trying not to show his interest. Weird. Yes, what belongings? I mean, I guess the pocket watch here, because that's what we saw in the cutscene. Like, we dropped it, like, let go of it, and it flew up. But yes, where's my spell book? Did I have any weapons on me? None, I'm afraid. They must be at the bottom of River Torna. Good, you don't need arms in this city. You need heart. Okay, so what belongings did I have? Quite a lot. Your uniform, your cloak, and also a voting card. A peculiar voting card. Every party had been marked on it. I'm assuming it's yours. I'm not sure if it's mine. Maybe, possibly. The pale man ignores your comment. I ask Oz to lay the surviving pages of your spellbook to dry. Over there, he says, and points across the chamber. He then looks at the pocket watch on his desk. That is an esoteric pocket watch. You may have it, Cleric. It will surely prove useful to you. Beyond that, you should be good. Got it. The pale man turns his face towards you and smiles. Unnatural. If only every government employee were as devoted as you, Cleric. It gives you a stern expression. Good luck on your quest. Leave. Now. When exploring the city, you move faster by running. To do so, either double-click or hold shift. Okay. Time to go. Okay. Fantasy Elysium, excited for his playthrough? Yeah, I'm getting into it only now. Like, I've not played Disco, so this is like, the mechanics are all new to me. So, our questing tree got bigger. Somehow the tea shop is... yeah, okay, the tea shop is connected to the dragon because I guess we were going to talk to her as part of our investigation. And then there is stuff to do with the fact that we ended up in the river. And our spell book now has Charm Person, which we can use, maybe, to get people to talk to us. But there is, you know, it might be trouble if we do it. Okay, let's take the pocket watch. Gives us +1 intelligence. Do we need to equip it? I guess we do. Okay, and then it gives us +1. Because yeah, the cloak, like if it's in our pocket, it doesn't do anything, so it don't need to be equipped. Well, we got slightly smarter. Human, no cause trouble. Okay, so that's the servant. Yes, we can... This one is a dexterity roll to figure out his information. Ost, checks chief of security. Okay, 16. So we got almost all of it again. Kobold, level 9 rogue. This one is quite hostile. Stay on your feet. His expression on his eyes seems to keep watch at all times. He's obviously determining where to strike for you to die as quickly as possible. How humane. Usually kobolds are only dangerous in large numbers. This one appears extremely deadly on his own. Beware. Okay, and he was like, oh yeah, you know, go to this guy and test your spells on him. And I'm like, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Because it's mean. And because it's, you know, not great. An unlocked chest full of strange rocks. Okay, can we steal the rocks or is he gonna attack us? Because I assume they're not free for the taking. Oh, apparently they are. Spend in dialogues to unlock dice checks. Okay, well, I guess they were free indeed. So, there is stuff around here. I assume that's our spells. An open manual for esoteric geometry. You know this already. Okay, we've got some incense out of it. Wait, is that... Is that what? Ruined prayer book. -3 intelligence. Okay. The book is ruined. Most of the pages, while dry now, have been completely drenched. It's salt water. It's absolutely and completely ruined. Only a few pages of the soggy, brackenish papyrus pages are readable. They appear to contain some type of undecipherable symbols. Ascani writing. Of the most basic kind. Wait. Oh no. Someone has attempted to dry this to the best of their ability. No, no, no! By Earth. Phoenix Folio updated. This is your prayer book. So many hours wasted. You would have to rebind the whole thing. It is ruined. Okay, so our spell prayer book is absolutely ruined, so now we don't have any spells. We have to learn from scratch. That'll cost a fortune! Well, we'll take it anyway. The stone slabs are designed to slide along the iron beams. Interesting. Okay, so like you're saying, there is a secret passage somewhere here? Like they can move the slab and go to some secret underground? A thick tome lies upon the iron slab. But we can't take it. We can engage with it. You flip the tome open. There are fine and handwritten letters scattered across the page. You can read the symbols, but they are in Old Draconic Dominorian, the common language of man spread across the coast during the Arcane Era to become the lingua dominus in trade and politics. De verbis draconum ars occulta. These words should translate into something like occult dragon speech. The author's name appears to be Calium Diminori. Could I translate this? No. Not without many weeks of study. You were not trained in Draconic at the towers. Right, I need to get my hands on comprehend languages. You do. It's annoyingly that you seem to have lost your memorization. Find a spell scroll. Maybe you could buy it somewhere. It's fairly common. Okay, well, let's leave it alone then. If we can't translate it. Tray of old incense, some is still usable. Okay, well, let's grab it then. Because it seems like we'll probably need it. You kicked the bottom of a crate, your foot hurts. What crate? What was that? Okay, and we need to go around. We're very clumsy. Nothing with those jars. Oh, there's another corpse. Your fate, one day. Okay, there's some money and some incense. Let's just rob corpses. Why not? Yep, we've got it. We can't equip this book. It's gonna make us stupider. Okay, the questing tree is connecting. Yeah, spellbook's ruined. Oh, we need money to fix it. The red eye of Earth. George left his mark across the band. Today is a universal sign of magic. Okay. Mushrooms, can we get some? Yes, swamp extract. We're just robbing this guy. I'm just gonna make myself at home and take your stuff. An empty pot. Looking inside, you find this pot to be empty. Most contain strange herbs or ashes. This one does not. Good thing we, succeeded this intelligence checks to see that this pot is indeed empty. The pot was recently emptied. You can still see remnants of dust at the bottom. Juwon is translating already. Helium means heavens or sky. Dominori means something about master. So master of sky, celestial ruler. Interesting name anyway for our 4 of a spellbook. Yes. The pot was recently emptied. You can still see remnants of dust at the bottom. Not corpse dust, is it? There is fear. Yes, we're gonna be afraid of lots of things because our constitution is low. You must grow sturdier. You hedonistic fool. Pray the stomach dies and let your mind work without its poisonous influence. Okay, so we can't figure out what's in the pot because our stomach is just too weak to handle it. Okay, what else then? I mean, we can go downstairs to the shrine to see if we can, memorize the spells. I think that's what we said we need to be doing. Can we befriend the zombie? Okay, engage. The runes fill your senses as you approach. The color is faded. This monument is hollow, void of all life and divinity. And worse, is covered in rotten apples. A sacred shrine left in this state, it's an insult to Earth and all its people. There's all stinkville around. Are these rare? Can I pray here? Yes, that's mostly what I want to do. To what exactly? To Earth, of course. There are many gods listening to our prayers, always. Just remember that they might not respond so clearly. So, can I pray to some random god? Earth. I need to pray to Earth. You may pray as you wish. There's an internal element to it that is underappreciated. Okay, so can I memorize some spells? The shrine towers over you. To cast spells, you must first prepare them at shrines. Prepared spells can be cast when the cleric has a reason to do so, either in or out of dialogue. Each cast expands 1 spell slot of the corresponding level. Okay, yes, let's remove the apples first so that the gods are maybe like, what's those rotten apples all about? It does not take long for you to move some of the nasty apples away from the front of the shrine. A small improvement, but big in the heart. Wait, I can't heal here for Divine Assurance or something? Okay, let's prepare spells. Let's see what this does. Okay, there is a bunch. To the right, you may view a list of your available spells. In order to cast spells, you need to first prepare them by approaching shrines, which are scattered around the city. For each spell you wish to prepare, fill its empty slot to the right. You may only prepare a spell if you have spell slots of the corresponding level available. Spell slots to the bottom left. You may view your current spell slots. Each circle represents 1 slot which you might expend to cast a spell. You may only cast spells when there is a use for them. When a spell is castable during specific situation dialogue, that spell tile button of that particular spell will be lit up. Spell tile buttons can be found next to your spell slots once you have finished preparing your spells. Okay, so I am on the spell tiles at the bottom. So I assume those are the dots they mean. Should I go at the top? Maybe then I will be on less things. Always the fun thing of streaming games of like, where can I be? I'm a bit on the text, but hopefully there won't be too many things. Okay, so I have my free spells and I have my free slots, and this is all first level, so I can prepare all of those free, you know, we'll see. I assume this is just teaching us all the things, so we still have to pass a check to get this. It's 8 plus your wisdom or intelligence modifier, whichever is highest. Okay, let's see if we can do it. We did it? Yes, we now have Charm Person, Cure Wounds, and Shield of Faith prepared. We have those mushrooms. Okay, so those are 3 HP. We have some money, some incense. Okay, this is for recovering spells. It's not yet time to eat the mushrooms, because we only need 2 health cured, so we can save it for later. Okay, there is a quick save button. I'm like paranoid because of the whole game was like, you need to save a lot or you'll die. Can I convince the zombie to move? You approach a shambling man by the apple pile. He does not acknowledge your presence. Bites you and then ignores you? How rude. Greetings, citizen. Glancing under his hood, you catch a blank expression spread upon a dried face. Poke him. What's your name, sir? He does not even turn to look at you. Why is this man not listening to me? His glassy dark eyes just stare forward into nothing. This is a reanimated corpse, yes. Again, good thing we're smart enough to work that out. Probably a work zombie, although it has been illegal to employ undead since the Bone Purge of 11. Okay, so this guy here has an illegal zombie workers. Sir, are you a member of the undead? What's he doing? Oh, the voting card here, is it yours? Should I defeat the zombie? Attack the zombie? I'm not sure I want to attack him. I wanted to, like, see if I can charm him or something. Weirdly, the cure wounds was like, I thought it was blinking, but I'm not sure if that means it wanted us to use it or something. Should I defeat the zombie? That'd be pretty scary. You should probably speak with the owner first. Ah, but I bet he isn't paying the zombie says not employed. Yes, a loophole, Joan, yes. If you don't pay someone for their work, then you can just not follow any other laws, right? That's fine. Sir, are you a member of the undead? He does not respond. Okay, let's go away then. We shouldn't try to fight him yet. I don't think we're strong enough for such things. Okay, what else is here before I truly leave? Because there was another staircase, which might be the exit. Voices upstairs, and the smell of salt. Okay, so there's the top of a tower. Tolstead, Central Norvik. Okay, there's some dwarves working here. Around the amphitheater scene, you see a number of dwarves hard at work. They're constructing a banner of some kind, carrying a bright green flag. The banner of Asgal, the Fool. One of the dwarves stands to face you with a furrowed brow. He appears to be in a starring contest with the orc at the other side of the theater. Oi, Mr. Cinnamon, he calls out as you approach. We've made it clear already, we're not moving. Not one bit. He shoots you a shit-eating grin. This dwarf gets extreme pleasure from telling you to fuck off like this. What's going on here? Just working. The boys will be done soon enough. You hear the other dwarves laughing behind him. Nothing illegal going on here. Nothing at all. Okay, that sounds like you're doing something illegal right there. He's only saying that because he's had to defend himself quite a lot lately. Great. I was worried there for a second. Nothing illegal, huh? Yes, nothing illegal, huh? We have the papers. Nothing illegal at all. Half-truth. One of the older dwarves spits on the ground next to him. You even know who you're talking to, child? This here be alphas of the Ban Emmers, a foreman in the Asgalist movement of Norvik. He's done more good than all of your Earthcurve combined. A true speaker for Osgol. Okay, sure, I have some questions for you lads. Damn, that's a lot of good. Okay, so we can be impressed or we can be like, oh yeah, got some questions. Yeah, I'm all ears, he gives the older dwarf a distinct eye. Don't mention the whole noble thing. It'll just piss him off, unless you want that. You boys setting up a play or something? A play? He spits on the ground. We're holding a rally for the cause this evening. Workers across Tolstad will gather to hear the word of Asgol. He turns towards the orc, and no one's going to stop it. You hear laughing coming from across the theater. Papers, alphas. He grumbles and turns back to you. So, what you want? What's the problem here? He shakes his head. Where to even begin? So, it is forenoon. I get the lads together, and when we arrive, this accursed woman is standing here. The dwarf shudders. She starts complaining. He reaches for something in his pocket and takes out some documents. We show her the papers. And the papers are no good, she says. Bah. Circle square conflict added. Real convenient, I say. No, there is nothing wrong with these papers. We are in our rights to speak out against tyrants and burges. Burgers, the craftsmen, merchants, and notably higher standard citizen in comparison to those of rural roots. Okay, so it's class conflict happening here again. They are. Check the papers. Surely the dwarves have screwed up somewhere. So she's wrong about the documents. Of course she is. She's a liar, that one. A filthy liar. Alphonse nods and grunts. Terrible liar. Can't even get the words out. He knows she's right about the documents, but doesn't want to admit it. Okay, so charm person is blinking, but I'm not sure we want to char him, right? We can try speaking to him normally before we resort to magic. Can I see the papers, or we can ask them about this rally first? So what's this rally about exactly? He grunts. Guilds. For decades, there's been collective bargaining between Norwegian workers and the city guilds. Say what you want about Earth, but he kept a tight leash on the upper class of the city. So we can say, damn right he did, blessed be his name. The leash was bad for the city, now we can grow exponentially. I mean, we can say that he did without, saying damn right he did, that still kind of implies that we agree with it, but... Yeah, but look, it ain't the same since his death. The free striders have borrowed into every darn power structure, from paper boys to bookbinders. It's less than a dozen years, salaries have stagnated and prices have gone up, okay? Is this the real world calling? They say free traderism would make the city rich. I say it makes its people poor. We need change. So you're here to convince a bunch of Tolstad workers to vote for the Asgalist party. More or less, yeah. But it's also about the spirit of community. Together we can fight against the purchases of our labor. Alone we are as brittle as a twig. In the older dwarf pipes up. A twig in the wind? No, that's not good enough. Like a twig in a fireplace? Twig in the wind is pretty catchy. How about as brittle as a boar with rabies? That's good, right? I'm not sure boar with rabies is very brittle. More like it's gonna, you know, mess you up. Like a twig in a fireplace? He points at you. That's good. I like that. Anyway, the rally will be a success. We just need to get rid of that orc. So we can call out to all workers of this magnificent city, he exclaims, as if there was a crowd around him. Vote. Vote with your guts, with your manhood at stake. You too, Mr. Cityman. Okay, so can I see those papers? He gives his companions a glance. Why? Okay, we can roll intelligence, construct an argument as to why you should get the papers. I mean, we should be able to pass this. Yes, effortless. Yeah, success. You tell him you're an expert and that you're on their side. I'm an expert. Are you now? Yes, also, I'm on your side. He repeats louder. Are you now? Now hit him with, I'm your best shot at getting out of this. The dwarf grumbles. His eyes go from you to the orc behind you. Fine. The dwarf sighs and grabs something in his pocket. Okay, we gained the PPG documents. He hands over the scroll. I trust you with these documents, Cityman. Oh boy, if you hand those to the orc, this could be all over right now. Tell us we're in the wrong. I dare you. Because we're not, the older dwarf joins in. Take a step back and check it out. Let's see what is actually going on here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so we can go to our inventory and we can examine his papers. -1 intelligence, -1 wisdom, just from holding it. It's quite light, some kind of magazine paper. Unrolling it reveals a short statement about the political rally at the Circle Square. Permission of public gathering accepted, it says in big letters at the bottom, followed by a signature, Toasted Magistrate Nicholas Darrow. The actual text uses an archaic and typically bureaucratic writing style. Okay, we can examine it in detail. Again, no trouble because we're quite intelligent. Yes, we do it. You scan the text again, checking for spelling, phrasing, and terminology. It is perfect. Not a single error. Except... oh, something's wrong. The date. It says the rally is supposed to be held on the 16th. The document is perfectly legal, but it's expired. Okay, have I seen this kind of document before? Look at the date, school document. I don't like it. Well, I mean, we've already figured out what's wrong with it, so I don't think we need to be spending more time on it, right? Because, like, one thing that is happening every time we pick something, time advances, so I assume we can't do every single thing. Okay, so we can tell him that now? So, about the rally. I checked out the papers. I mean, I'm not sure we, like, want to just tell on them immediately. But maybe we can get something out of it. He takes a deep breath. Okay, what did you find out, silly man? So yes, we can tell him the papers are fine, even though we know they're not. Alright, we can say, I actually don't care, leave me out of it. Yeah, this paper expired, like, last week. Huh. So, what we wanna do, right? Because it's clearly a choice of, like, we know they're wrong, but we can still let them get away with it and have their rally. Or we can say we just don't care and like not get involved, or we can tell them to get lost because they're out of date. like, right now we don't really know anything about those people, right? We don't really know if, like, it's going to be helpful to us that we help them, or is it going to be helpful to side with the other person? You know, who knows any of those things. Like, you know, our alignment with our wisdom is like, oh yeah, you know, we want to love everyone and we want everyone to be equal and all that kind of stuff. Well, our intelligence is like, we should be a selfish asshole. So it's one of those choices, basically. I mean, I'm always a people pleaser in everything. I'm always like, oh yeah, I don't want any trouble. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Your guys are all good. Nothing's wrong here. So at least that's where I tend to go with my choices. He takes the papers, right? Now go tell that to the orc. Okay, well, have fun. I mean, maybe we can still say they're not good later if we change our mind. We can search some pots. Okay, more incense. The orc observes you with great interest. Hello. Yeah, yes, we can try and read their stats, although it's on a strength check, so that's probably not gonna be it. Guessing here we're going to meet a lot of people involved in politics, and our action will influence who wins the election, so helping these people hold the rally helps them win. Yeah, possibly. Possibly it's like, obviously, yes, the different aspects of us have different political views as well. So at least the way we've created our character, we're most yes, we're like, our wisdom is aligned with their workers' party, and our intelligence is aligned with me. I'm the king god, right? And therefore we don't care as much. Okay, let's try to read the orc, although strength is low. Okay, we still managed a little bit of it. Level 4 fighter, a traveler. She's not settled here. Her belief is weak. She does not use it. Her religion is power. But then we don't get to know her stats. We don't get to know much else. Okay, let's talk. On the edge of the ruinous amphitheater, you see an orc sitting on one of many loosened stone blocks. It looks like she's waiting for something. Or someone. She hides it well, but the orc is stressed. Perhaps has to do with the dwarves. Exuding an air of authority around here, the large woman gives you a wry smile. Her tusks are gleaming. Not just physically imposing, this orc knows how to exert power in other ways as well. You spot the merchant's mark on her jacket sleeve. A heart with the initials of the Norwegian Free Strider Regiment. Okay, so she's basically with the other political party, and that's why she's trying to interrupt them. What's this? Not often we get Earthguard around here. She presents her palm to you. Vera is my name. I'm a second-in-command guild agent of Tolstead. Nice to meet you. Be nice to her. She's a free strider, yes. Dexterity is aligned with her. Make sure she knows you're a cleric. The showing of the palm is casual cultural greeting in reeds. Do not grab her hand. That's not what that is. Okay, so they're showing the palm, but it's not like a handshake, so we're gonna look stupid if we do that. I'm the cleric, actually. I mean, we've been aligning ourselves with that identity already, so let's keep going. Let's keep going with we're the cleric. Apologies, not Ulfgard, cleric. I assumed the term was interchangeable. The path of being a cleric is becoming even more familiar. We've gained 15 XP for choosing this class 3 times. But I suppose you're not all, she says, waving towards your outfit, esoterically attuned. Not all Ulfgard are spellcasters. Not all clerics are Ulfgard. but all clerics are spellcasters. She accepts your annoying correction with a smile. Probably means she sees you as no threat at all, a mere puppy. She shoots you another smile, waiting patiently for you to say anything. What's the deal with the dwarves? Oh damn, complicated as anything. I wouldn't be sitting here wasting my precious day if it wasn't for them. But in short, they're holding an unlawful assembly. But they won't let me take a look at the document proving it. Not frustrating at all, she says, and winks at you. She telegraphs her sarcasm heavily. This is useful when communicating with slower individuals. Okay, she thinks we're stupid. Oh, so we can still tell her the papers are expired. We could hand her over the papers. Or, yeah, I spoke with Alphos, we can make a decision. Okay, we can ask her other questions. Can't wait. I'd like to know more about you. Little old me, I'm an open book. Attempt to flirt. You're a strong and physically imposing woman. What about what it's like to be an orc? Being an orc in Norvik. My kind are quite rare, so she mumbles, her gaze trailing off towards the horizon. Some sadness, loneliness, you feel terrible for her. The occasional comment does sting a bit. I've gotten used to it. How nice of you to ask. I'm not asking for you, I'm collecting information. I mean, that's a bit rude. Yes, I'm a wonderful person. I know it's like being discriminated against. Do you though? Yes, I am a wonderful person. Your comment elicits a spontaneous laugh. Oh, gods be damned. You're a special little man. If you say so, big imposing lady. Yes, you are a strong and physically imposing woman. She covers her mouth and tasks with a hand. Philologistics agenda added. She's trying not to laugh. You've got one shot. She's bedazzled by your confidence. Don't fuck this up. Tell her she has nice tusks. Well, it was a failure, so don't tell her she has nice tusks. Bet you could carry me around like a straw doll. I'm such a tiny man, and you're such a big lady. You bet your sweet ass. Few men get that privilege. She's desperately trying not to laugh. Our charisma's failing us. We're failing. Sweat, tremors, be wary. This could end really badly. Okay, we can roll charisma. She's thoroughly entertained by our antics. I mean, we can try it. I am willing to see myself fail. Oops, yes. Your mind is blank, literally. There's nothing that comes to mind, apart from the base desires of that aspect of your psyche we don't talk about. I suppose it's time to let it rip. Just go wild. I don't care, there's nothing that can be done anyway. Lost cause. Bottoms up. Orc women are better than human women. Do you want to wrestle with me, a member of the Holy Order of the River of Norvik? Go down on your knees and start begging? Cry? Do you want to wrestle with me? She stares at you, mouth agape. Finally, the orc composes herself and says, you know, I'd love to, but I'm kind of busy. Okay, thank you for your time. Okay. Wait, what? we've died of embarrassment? We literally just almost died of embarrassment because we failed a flirting run. This doesn't feel good. Vera looks at you with mouth agape, clearly unsure how to handle it. You've left me speechless, but like, in a good way? She clasped her hands together. Well done. Not often that happens. Now that you're done with that, do you have anything else to ask at all? No thanks. I think I've embarrassed myself enough here. Well, that was fun. So we've unlocked some new things here. So yeah, there's the conflict. I guess we have to talk to her and make the choice about whether to who to side with. But there was something new that I thought unlocked. Phylogenistic agenda. Women. They're everywhere. Your worth as a man is based only on the admirations you get from there. Goal, get a date. A real date. Good luck, okay? So by doing that, we've made ourselves a new quest of wanting to go on a date. I don't think that's happening right now, but I guess we can pick a side in this first kind of conflict here. The orc greets you with a bright smile. Hello again, Cleric. About the dwarves. Okay, so we can make a decision. Oh, did you now? Don't get involved with this bullshit. Unless you really want to pick a side in this Free Strider as guy conflict. Okay, so our charisma is telling us don't. Both these sides are useless and ignorant. Okay, so we can say like he's right, we can say the dwarves need to go, or we can say the situation's a bit complicated. Okay, so I have no opinion on this matter, sorry, and choose not to get involved at all. Because yeah, so we can entirely avoid picking sides in this conflict as well. Well, this situation is a bit complicated. I agree, but that does not change the outcome. We have to draw the line somewhere, don't we? Good diplomatic bullshit answer. Love it. Okay, well, I mean, if I can actively not mess with this, then let's say I have no opinion on this matter and choose not to get involved at all. So, nod your head and leave. Okay, I guess we didn't have to do anything yet. I should probably like eat those mushrooms. Because being on 1 hit point where I can literally die of dialogue failure is probably not good. Like I, again, did not play Disco, so did not expect that. Let's just leave. Let's go. There's like graffiti on the walls. We can look at it. Goblin wall art. Can engage with it. I remember dying from failing to kick down a door and heart attacks. Ah, Disco, such a game. Yes, I mean, yes, I'm clearly coming into like not just blind into this game, but like actually unprepared for the mechanics, which is fine, right? It's fine to like experience a game not even like knowing the games it came from, to be like, oh, that's how this works, because that was quite a discovery to face of like, I died because I failed flirting. Green faces splatter across the facade, staring wildly towards a flaming sky and the dragon spread across it. Or something like that. Can you call this art? What does it mean? What does this tell me about the state of Norvik? Place your hand upon the wall or leave the art alone. Can we commune with the art? You take a step forward. The painted stone surface is smooth. This is no cheap dwarven rock. This is Gate-era architecture, disguised among the rest. You feel an esoteric urge to communicate with this object. So, you know that thing about voices in the walls. Okay, so this is daunting, and apparently we're also exhausted, so that makes it harder. But my pocket watch tingles. Like, I'm starting to think like, yes, I did some fun rolls to see, you know, how this whole mechanic was, but now I'm starting to think on the thing of like, maybe I should come prepared, right? Maybe I should see if I can increase my chances somewhere and come back to this when I can have a better roll, assuming that's even possible. Because if I just constantly fail everything, it's not gonna be good. What's this? Braxo, pencil wing. Okay, well, strength rolls are not our strength, so we'll see. Yeah, the devil. Surprisingly content, hard worker, but the rest of it we don't get to know. Hi, let's speak to the devil. You raise your head towards the sky. Above you sits a tiny red creature. His wings flutter faintly in the wind. The fiend throws a quick glance your way. He's annoyed. Staring at a piece of paper, he does not acknowledge your presence. Hey, little guy, why aren't you on my shoulder? Like, you know, let's annoy the devil. Why not? What you reading? A sigh escapes the fiend's maw. He slowly puts down the paper. The paper is actually a torn-out page from a magazine. He appears to be reading an article on the latest debate. I like the funny pictures. I believe the fiend is being sarcastic. Oh, do you? I don't read much unless it's political. Let's just go with it. I like the pictures too. Yeah, I imagine you would. Okay, everyone thinks we're stupid. He's mocking you. Yes? Wait, he says, leaning in to get a good look at you. Urgar? A cleric? How's you doing here? You can go wherever you want. Fuck off. I'm not allowed on Tolstead. Divine mission, as usual. None of your business. Divine mission, as usual, right? We're important. Very well. I won't get in your way. I, for one, I'm very happy for your presence. This place has gone downhill since the city let the goblins and free striders run amok. We need some damn order in this place. So if you're in need of any legal advice, just let me know. Okay, so the devil is a lawyer. He gives you a tiny sharp smirk. You should be aware of the fact that this is literally a devil. Yes. Lawful evil fiend. They are lawyers, soul traders, and either of most efficient type of leaders or the worst type of middle managers. Their numbers are dwindling as of late, but in Blood City Bay, they still rule supreme. Don't take advice from a parasite. Are you a barrister? A tiny barrister? Can you give me free legal advice? Should I invest in stocks? What about alignment? What does the law have to say on resurrections? What about charm person? I have some questions about the PVG. You hear about the tea shop? Yes, exactly, the tea shop. We've been yapping for 2 hours. We haven't even seen the tea shop. You hear about the tea shop? Yeah, of course. Pretty hard to miss when flying past Tolstead. What's your take? It blew up. Not sure what else you want to hear. What do you think it blew up? Honestly, haven't seen a blast zone like that since the Coast War. And you didn't hear this from me, but the little fellow trusts you. He's your friend. That was a failure, so he's not our friend. The scorch marks look like those from a fireball, but not the kind you get from a trigger-happy pit friend. We're talking high-level wizard stuff. Pit friends are known to cast 3rd-level fireballs at will. Good fiends. I just like reading. Be careful, Cleric. Powerful forces are at work here. Thinking about it for a few more seconds makes it clear to me that this is a big cover-up. Wouldn't be the first time a city-trained spellcaster goes a little off the hinge. Slander. The city does not train people to explode. Again, a failure. Other than that, not to be self-incriminating or anything, but could be a fiend or an elemental. I mean, Waterlane has shipments from Kargamesh every other month. Maybe a fire elemental slipped through. Who knows? Can't be a cover-up, the city's honorable. Is it though? You know, our city's always honorable and no one does anything weird. Bitfirn's very powerful devils, okay, so we gotta watch out. I think it's a low rogue spellcaster. A fiend, huh? Evil elementals on the loose. A fiend, huh? Don't look like me like that. Worst thing I can do is turn into a bat. An abnormally handsome bat, of course. Ruffled feathers uttered, but I suggest having a chat with the owner of the tea shop. You know, who knows what feathers were ruffled, eh? He gives you an ominous chuckle. Okay, there are many things we could ask him about legal questions, but I don't need legal advice right now. So we can just nod and leave. Okay, yeah, maybe we could... The Goblin Garden is ahead, you feel it, yes. That's actually something we're supposed to be doing. You can look at a rock. A shard! Okay, we can take it. It's like for resetting the rolls, so that's useful. Hello. You find a goblin standing at the tip of Tolstad. His clothes are fit for a Reedsian trader, and his haircut is forged for an Ascani nobleman. A superficial fellow. Behind him, a vast view of the mouth of River Torna. The goblin cares much about looks. You catch him immediately glancing at your outfit. Yes, our outfit, not so good.
Huh?
Let me guess. You're the cleric. Taking you for granted. This goblin needs to learn humility. Yes, I'm the cleric, that's me. Yes, we're very self-assured in that part. He nods, looking tired and annoyed. You feel a growing pull towards being a cleric. I'm Snell, runner and handler of the HWBT. Old lady's been waiting for you. This old lady must be the chieftain, the matriarch of his tribe. Greet the goblin kindly. This is the beginning of a great cultural cooperation and exchange. Squat down, hello goblin. No, don't do that. Nice to meet you, Snell. Perform a traditional goblin salute. I'm from the local government. Yes, let's be treating him kindly then. I assume that's okay to do a traditional salute. You raise your arms up into the air as one should when greeting an uncivilized tribal goblin. That's not what I meant. What the fuck are you doing? What's that? What are you doing? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's clearly not what I was trying to do. The goblin clears his throat. The goblin looks around, clearly struggling to find the right words. Sleep deprived? Okay, right. Head down the garden throne, but he waves his claw towards you. What's all this? You look like a human shit. You've been floating around in the banks of the river. Your uniform shows it. He's making a playful job. Don't worry about it. The gall, you should teach him a lesson. I fell into the river, I thought I was reborn. I died and was reborn. Now that's, he says, pointing at you, that's a good excuse. He laughs and motions down the stairs. Just dust yourself off. The dragon's waiting, and trust me, you don't want to disappoint her. Even further. Is she spooky? I'm not afraid of her. Tell me about this lady. Yes, tell me about her, just so I'm prepared. Sure, for starters, she's the most powerful woman in Norvik. And considering there was an explosion yesterday right in the middle of her territory, I think it's about time you do your damn job, Cleric. Okay, lead me to her. Good, but just to make it perfectly clear, some ground rules. Don't say anything stupid. Well, about that, because so far, all I've done is say stupid things. So I'm not sure I can promise. Don't climb the trees. Stay away from edges and... He grins, showing off his polished fangs. Enjoy the garden, Cleric. The goblin scurries down the stairs. He seems to be in a hurry. He's nervous. That makes you nervous. She's just another warlord fighting over scraps. Don't let her get to you. You look out over the river. The cold Ascani wind sweeps through the cracks of your helmet. No mentioning selecting all the parties on the ballot. No, probably not. Earth be blessed. He is always with you. Follow him down the stairs. Yeah, sure. You do so with great stride. Yeah, sure. What's this? Nature seeps through the cracks. Okay, it's just trees growing. Okay, well, let's go down and die of embarrassment and saying stupid things and whatever else is gonna be going on. Because, yes, somehow I just say stupid things all the time. The railings follow the safety cantil standards of 22. Good to know. Okay. Goblin Garden in Lower Tausteld. So where is she? What are we doing? Your stomach twist. Beware hill illusion. Okay. Is that her? The dragon herself. We can look at her first. He's waiting. Oh no, that's not... is that her? Not so tiny, dictator. Or is that her up there? Okay. The goblin glares at you. With his muscles. How do you glare with muscles? Okay, can we look at her first? Yes, Lady Sageleaf. Okay, we can use wisdom for this, so we might be able to roll good here. Really? Really? Okay, she's a goblin from a forest and something is very wrong. Great. But that was, like, considering how many points we put into wisdom, that was a terrible, terrible roll. I mean, I know it's dice and then it adds our stats, but it's like, you know, why? We still talk to you. You approach him below a sprawling tree. The well-dressed goblin stands proud beside his master. Go ahead, Cleric. With a proud smirk, he motions towards the wooden throne. Much of his personhood hinges upon that throne and its owner. You should stand before the throne, address her court. Okay then. Time to die! You approach the throne. The sprites flutter, their glow illuminating the trunk of this great tree, its roots reaching far below, its branches holding up the dirt ceiling above. Lady Sageleaf. Oh, on the throne sits a tiny goblin, her smirk as bright as it's threatening. Her eyes follow you with intensity, reminds you of a certain pale man. So this is the dragon. Yes, I can see it. Her glare is horrific. Strength is failing. Cleric of Norvik, of earth and river. Her shrill voice echoes out through the chamber. She's talking to you. You're the cleric. Yes, thank you, wisdom. We needed to succeed our wisdom to know who we are. I was assured by your masters. The tall brass of the palace itself. Her words are tainted with disdain. Her voice causes you to shiver. They told me a cleric of the highest standing would arrive within the hour. So tell me, human. You should run. No, wait, you can't, but you should. Dominion. She has control here. We're failing all our stat checks. Why am I sitting here? waiting. It's not too late, only been like a day. An immense presence. You have no power here. Every word you say here could have a profound impact on the rest of this quest of yours. I had an accident. It's only been a day. That's very dismissive. My apologies, lady. My master are idiots, but I'm here now. Don't worry. Okay, let's say my apologies, since she's scary and we don't want to die. Her frown turns into a weary expression. Whatever. The cleric wasn't available after all, so they sent me instead. Yeah, basically, considering how much of an idiot we're turning out to be. You're dancing on a fine line. Hers is a frightful presence. Why is that a thing? Frightful presence. Some powerful creatures have auras that cause fear to those near. To fail means succumbing to mindless terror, along with other annoying effects. Okay, so she actually has, like, effects on us. You can't take this much longer. You need to get out of here. Okay, we have to roll Constitution to not become frightened. And we're exhausted. And our Constitution's terrible. And our rolls are terrible. No. No. Shit, shit, shit. I mean, literally, we're about to poop our pants. Get out of here. Turn and run. Okay, that's our only option. Adrenaline keeps your legs from buckling under the intense duress as you turn. And run. Let out a high-pitched scream. It echoes down into the depths between trees and fungi-covered cavern walls. Whatever reaction the goblins have to your retreat, you are not around to see or hear it. Just, our stats are just like, yeah. Where am I? You ran for quite a while. When your mind calms itself, you're sitting inside an empty barrel. How did I get here? Fear. So, we're just weak enough to run away and hide in a barrel, but we're smart enough to then be like, oh yeah, you got scared and you run off and you hid in a barrel. It goes a long way sometimes. Wait, I hid in a barrel? More or less. The dragon chased you. Maybe. Probably did not. Leave the barrel? As you do, you realize the barrel is but one of many, located in a tunnel you've never seen before. There I see him. Cleric? Okay, Snell's here. Uh-oh. Continue. Yes, just wisdom, like, speechless. Cleric. You've now wasted another precious hour. Okay, they've dragged us back in front of her. Please do not run away again. So about that not doing anything stupid. She's containing her rage. Running away is always an option. The fact that you're still alive means it's also a smart option. You see Snell panting next to the throne. He's been running around for nearly an hour looking for you. It's not my fault you're scary. Yeah, that's gonna go over well. I apologize, Lady Sageleaf. Give Snell a thumbs up. Well done on finding me. No, I'm like, I apologize, Lady Sageleaf. Yeah, whatever. Let us continue. The dragon leans on her armchair, letting out an exhausted groan. It is vexing to watch my streets descend so far. Are you even aware, Cleric? A local business caught up in an inferno in the middle of the day, right on Pillar Road? My road. The way she says that causes you to tremble. Constitution, no? And yes, Magistrate Darrow. She spits out the name like it's a curse word. He alone believes the Halfway Bridge tribe does not have jurisdiction over this particular location. She appears to have been stewing on this annoyance for some time. The magistrate speaks for the city. Why does Darrow say that? Where is your usual jurisdiction? And where exactly is the tea shop located? Why does Darrow say that? Because he's a fool born out of nepotism and alcohol. Sounds awesome! Thanks, dexterity. Where is your usual jurisdiction? She leans back and picks something from between her fangs. I have an official recognition of law on Lower Tolstad. The definition of that has always been vague. Some see it as anything below ground, some as below water level. And where exactly is the tea shop located? She glares at you. It is, or was, rented out of a corner of the central fort, just above the halls, next to the pillar. She snaps her fingers towards the goblin to her right. That means it's part of the core foundation of this island's fortress. Therefore, that property is legally an underground rental unit, he says, bowing his head, lady. Lady, my people have been handling that damn crow's contract for years. But no, suddenly when the entire unit goes up in flame, that's when my people no longer have the right to enter the premises, to deal with it, to clean up even. No, suddenly it's the city's business, and we should keep our noses out of it. Corruption, plain and simple. That's one hell of an accusation. Don't slander the great city of Norwich, goblin. Sounds shady. I'm just here to do my job, lady. Good. Her sharp glare stabs you. Then we are in agreement on that at the very least. And don't get me started on the actual effect this has on my people. Snell, she says and beckons towards the homely goblin. He approaches the roots and takes a bow. Lady Sageleaf? Then he turns to you. The magistrate says it was an accident involving a fireplace failure. They've yet to send anyone to actually investigate the scene. You want to check it out yourselves? Of course. The lady glances at him, to which he responds by making a nervous face. He's embarrassed. The explosion occurred on the 21st of March, just past noon. 3 minor injuries were reported in the area. Luckily, foot traffic was low at the time of the incident, so despite the massive kaboom, no dead folks. Thank the gods, or who are the injured? The Star Witness updated. We only managed to get one name in the chaos. A certain Frank, son of Frank, was said to have walked away with lesser burns. That's the sort of prefix used by Earthfolk, a human, most likely. Ha, that ain't a real name. He was apparently dressed in a fancy yellow outfit, whatever that means. Beyond that, we have some conflicting accounts. One person said, quote, he looked like one of them dragoneers you hear, a real adventuring man, end quote. Another said he was looking to get out of trouble, heading right down the stairs to Waterline. Dungeon or Waterline? Both sound like trouble. Yeah, Fran, son of Frank? That's a fake name. Yeah. That's a fake name. Uh-huh. A dungeoneer? If you believe it, that comment was from one of the militia members. Could be smart to check the city below, just in case, despite the dangers. Down to Waterline? Yes. Seems like he was heading in that direction. Through town could mean a number of things, Waterline included. Was he inside of the tea shop at the time? I doubt it, he says, considering the state of the building. Why was he there? We don't know. He's annoyed to answer that question. Okay, interesting. Where is he now? I assume they don't know. We don't know. So you just let him leave? I wasn't there, Cleric, but yes. The militia did let him leave, since they were busy dealing with the fire. although one of the militia members mentioned him just calmly walking away down the stairs. Maybe down to the crossing or somewhere else, we don't know. Anything else you do know? Snell gives a nervous look at his master before answering you. We have theories, but we need proof. The lady raises her claw. The unveiling has begun, Cleric. Secrets in the ashes. Corruption, madness, she claws at her wooden throne. Politics. Rambling of fools. Bureaucracy wears her down. This is clearly the work of a rogue spellcaster, someone who cannot go unpunished. A spell would indeed be the only logical answer for such distraction. Yeah, I will bring justice to Norvik. A rogue spellcaster, isn't there an anti-magic task force we can call for? Can't he deal with it? Point at Snell, like, yeah. Well, I mean, we will bring justice, we will try. I certainly hope so. The lady clears her throat, loudly. I formally declare a joint venture. The Halfway Bridge tribe and the Ulfgard City clerics shall investigate the tea shop on Pillar Road and bring justice to those who seek to harm the peace. No creature, foul or fair, shall escape my rage. The words seep out of her maw, burning the air. Every goblin in the chamber looks upon her in awe. She is theirs to serve. So this is about revenge. Nod solemnly. This is my investigation. Let's just nod. We're too scared to say anything. She looks upon with a grim expression. The goblin is worried. Her hope is that you step it up and they cannot take on this investigation properly. Her fear is that you will screw it up legendarily. Well, I mean, so far, everything does point at we will screw it up. Snell, she says, waving towards him. Yes, Lady Sageleaf, he says, bowing his head. You're the handler of this case. You've worked on it since the explosion. You know more than anyone. Ooh la la, complimented by his queen. I want you to represent the tribe in this venture. His face lights up. A goblin and a cleric. Together you will have access to both Upper and Lower Tolstad. You're going to have a pretty boy around? Damn, I thought this was going to be fun. His expression is that of a shock. He did not expect this. Do not disappoint me, Snell. Do I have a say in this? A new member of the party. I've always wanted a goblin of my own. Don't say that. I don't like this. Okay, let's just be like, yeah, a new member to the party. He ignores you. The goblin takes a deep bow. Yes, Lady Sageleaf. Your will be done. The evil forces at work will be vanquished. Huzzah! The mystery of the tea shop shall be uncovered. At your service, no. The mystery of the tea shop shall be uncovered. The sooner the better. First priority is the tea shop. We need to gain access. Your new goblin companion gives you a quick wave. Let's go, Cleric. Snell has joined as a companion. You can speak with him if you need help finding your way across Tolstad. For as much as she told you, there is a danger you're missing here. The lady is keeping information from you. You should investigate the tea shop thoroughly. We have our very own Kim. Is that reference to something, I assume? Handling us will age him prematurely. I mean, at this point, I think it will age anyone prematurely. Like, we're a mess. We are such a mess. I cannot believe this is supposed to be their best guy. We should look for that witness. How do I gain access to the tea shop? Where's the tea shop again? Like, yes, because we don't even know. We should look for that witness. Yeah, our Frank, dressed in yellow. He winces. Either over on the waterline or down in the city below. Yeah, the port or the dungeon. I'd suggest the port since it's slightly less life-threatening, generally speaking. Okay, let's go. Leave with Snell. Neat! Okay, so now he's following us. So we've got a friend! Visken Lynch house must be located within this walls, just a bit further up. Okay. In this core you have a sidekick handler assistant called Kim. Okay, so yes, again, something I'm not really aware of, but I presume you can see that there is some connections. Oh, hello there. Who are you? When do we get to the tea shop? Well, I'm working towards it. Bow for hire. Okay. Can we roll this? Oh, now we roll 19, apparently. Still not enough to see everything. He wants to kill you. This is a massive, unregulated, confident, and highly problematic goblin supremacist. He will not debate you on it. He doesn't even see you as a worthy of being alive. A focused killer. His body count must be in the hundreds. This type of a man who wishes for nothing but the destruction of humanity, the Uffolk especially, and the downfall of this invading species upon the shores of Ascania. Okay, bye-bye. I did not mean to be in your presence. I want nothing to do with this. I've almost died already. Anyway. I presume that the tea shop is on the surface, so probably exploring down here is not what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Yeah, so this is actual people's houses here in the Goblin town, so probably not the time to explore this yet. It's time to go find the tea shop on the surface and not get killed by goblins that hate humans. You know, I don't wanna ruin the whole thing immediately. So yes, so far we've thinking that everyone has some sort of evil agenda because the guy in the morgue, we were like, oh yeah, he evil some way. Then this lady's hiding information. Tending to the garden. Be back after lunch, Nessun. Okay, can we steal some things? Pollen mushroom, cultivated by someone skilled. Yoink! Yep, get some healing mushroom. There's a box. And ask of ingredients, you can surely take some. I surely can. Apple. He's like watching me steal and okay, I'm not gonna say anything. Yes, so let's eat the apple. Get more HP in case we fail another roll or something. Okay, and now let's go up top. Yes, I'm wondering if my character build is just that terrible, my choices are that terrible, or is, you know, this game supposed to be like mostly failure. Okay, where's this tea shop? Then they said somewhere at the base of the tower, near a pillar, something like that. We can go around and see. Kitty! I can always spot a kitty. Let's engage with the kitty. Black cat. On the ledge overlooking the garden. You spot a black cat. Calm as can be. It doesn't even care that you stomp next to it. Hello, I'm from the local government. The cat lifts up its head. Its dark eyes squint at you for a second, sniffs in the air, and then ignores you once again. It knows more than it lets on. Wisdom comes from knowing when to act and when to not. If you wish to hold a proper conversation with this magnificent creature, you need to find the first level spell, Speak with Animals. Well, I can pet the cat. Gain 5 experience. Good. You reach towards the cat's head. It meets your palm and nuzzles up against it. What a sense of divine validation. Such independence and arrogance. You should get a cat. Yes, we should. It appears to have enjoyed the pet. Enjoy your day, citizens. Yeah, we may have to get a spell before we can speak. Okay, is the tea shop here? Our Lady's apartment? That's not a tea shop. Such a sneaky staircase. Nice find, okay. Is there anything there? Can we go anywhere? Okay, we can... Oh, there it is. There's something that looks exploded. The name of the tea shop is illegible. Okay, we found it! Finally. How long has it been? Okay, it's been almost 3 hours. And we have finally made it to the tea shop. Amid scorch marks and cracked masonry, you approach a doorway. There are several planks blocking the passage. The tea shop. What a mess. Take a peek inside. A powerful force left these marks. Fastened with several nails, you also see a paper. The goblin clears his throat and begins reading the bold letters at the top of the paper. City notice. No trespassing. Step aside, I'll rip these planks off. He shrugs. I'm not going to stop you, but... Your companion suddenly kicks the plank, sending a subtle ripple of blue energy around his foot. Okay, it's like force field. Not to be rude of anything, but I don't think we've got the muscle to handle magical seals. I'd have sneaked in myself if this thing wasn't in the way. Touch the planks. Tea shop entrance. As you do, subtle ripples of blue energy appear around your gloved hand. It is sealed. Thank you, intelligence. Finally made it the whole reason we're here in the first place, yes. Well, you know, we took a turn, right? We died, we came back to life, we've had to learn about what we're doing, had a panic attack. It takes time to, you know, and also we tried flirting and died, right? We were busy. It is sealed. As you move away your hand, the faint aura shimmers in dark translucent blue and then fades away. Yep. This feels like trouble. Yes, the tea shop that blew up updated. Just standing near the door makes it clear that there's a locking spell cast on it. Standard procedure for crime scenes. Rude to lock people out. Crime scenes should be public viewing. Yeah, we're not gonna roll 26 on strength. It's not happening, right? Godlike check. What kind of magic is there? Look beyond the planks. You catch glances of still shadows beyond. A counter, fallen wooden beams, a larger interior space covered in soot and burned furniture. Look around at the scorch marks. The marks go far. The flames must have been enormous. Very clear signs of esoteric power. Arguably, these marks could have been caused by a regular fire of a wooden house. This stone masonry does not have enough fuel to carry such flame, unless the building was stacked to the brim with tinder. Okay, our intelligence says there is no way this is a normal fire. There's no other way in? Not that I know of, but it wouldn't surprise me. Toasted it's full of tunnels, holes, pipes, so who knows? What kind of magic is this? It's arcane lock. Casting a bunch of planks is unorthodox, but obviously they got it working. Second level abjuration spell. It locks entryways until dispelled. Costs a bit to cast, but once it's in place, it's quite a nuisance. It's used all over the towers. You need a passphrase to unlock it. Can I bypass the effect with magic? Of course. Knock would do the trick. Knock, a second level transmutation, unlocks things. The definition of locked has been stretched over the centuries, but the spell works on most closed containers and entryways. This spell magic could also work, however you do remember it being quite difficult to get a hold of even within the tower. Do not expect to find it here. Okay, so if we find knock, we may be able to open this. Can I guess the fast phrase? Guess? Guess? Without knowing who placed the seal personally and their preferences, even assuming the person who placed it is an idiot who would use something of their own preference, there are millions of sentences. There's no chance in hell you could simply guess. What about, like, let me in, please? Now go figure something else out. Okay, well, let's just take a little look at the planks. Check out this trespassing notice. Maybe there's some detail. So much for not saying stupid things. Well... yes, 100 note in bold lettering says city notice, no trespassing. It then continues with finer writing. By the order of Coin Lord Darrow, the following premises are under city seizure under suspicion of criminal offense. Unlawful trespassing will be liable under 13 holster contempt. You need the magistrate's password, yes, so you have to meet Darrow in order to figure out how to get in. Tortoise Nell. The tea shop that blew up, eh? It sure did. Was one hell of a blast, but the structure's still standing. The masonry is modern. Clearly the work of dwarven engineering. Looks like shit, but boy can it take a hit. Okay. I should leave for now. Yeah, so we can't even go into the tea shop, right? We need to find the guy that cast the spell and ask him. Oh, we find some money. That's nice. What else is here? Sleeping for service, come back after midnight-ish. Bicycles? They have bicycles here? A handful of bicycles are stationed at the local rack. Bike racks are stationed in many places around the city, usually in locales with lots of stairs. There's a stillness here, an uncommon sight at the heart of the city. This particular bike is yours. Okay? Check the chain lock. You lean in and take a closer look. The rusty chain seems brittle but warped so hard around the tire that it would be annoying to get off even if you had the key. Why would you wrap it like that? You should take better care of this magnificent bike. Wait, this is my bike? Yes, you fool, keep up! Sure is. Best way to travel in Norvik, except of course on this godforsaken island fortress. Where's the key? Not here. Did you lose it somewhere? Could getting the key be a quest? That does sound like a quest you would get. Find the missing key. The mystery of the bike key. Something like that would be perfect. No quest to be found here. Just sadness. Damn. The key is probably at the bottom of the river along with the rest of your dignity. Hold on, when exactly did I come to Tolstad? On the 21st of March, evening. Then you fell. That is as far as you came. The hair on the back of your neck stands on end as you sense a sudden shift. I stumbled over the stone railing? Yes. And you broke the shit out of it. Was I alone? No. Do I recall anything important? You chained the bike? You stood up? Then pain. This is where I fell into the river. The goblin glances over onto the broken fence. Interesting. You must have had a lot to drink if you took a stumble like that. Someone must have attacked me. Maybe. It gives you a curious expression. The expressions say, how the hell are you alive? Considering everything, we better play it cool. Real cool. I'll handle it. I'm the cleric. He laughs. There is no denying it now. You're a cleric. Gain 25 experience. Of course. Cleric. He glances down to the river once more. A hint of fear. You see anything strange about this bike, Snell? No, it's a bicycle. You like bicycles? You want to know a secret? I love this bike. If I remember where the key is, I can bring the bike with me. Buy bike, leave. You want to know a secret? Not particularly. Okay, I won't tell you then. Please, keep your secrets. If I remember where the key is, can I bring the bike with me? He takes a breath. First of all, don't ask me. You're an adult. Do what you want. Secondly, how the fuck are you going to take a bike around Tolstead? You're gonna carry it up and down the stairs? This bike ride is set up here so people can leave bikes before heading down the stairs to Water Lane. That's a no, right? It is a... If you find a pocket bike, that's another thing. The goblin sighs. But leave this one be, Cleric. We've got work to do. Bye, bike. Okay, so we are a bit of a dum-dum. So yeah, we would have to go and find this whole magistrate person. The halfway bridge, it connects with the palace and the rest of Sword and Norvik. Okay, so can we discuss things with him? We approach your companion. Let's get on with it. Okay, we can leave him behind. We're gonna be like, I've got stuff to take care of. Where do I sleep tonight? Is that a concern? We have to sleep? I don't know, Cleric. He gives you a defeated look. Can the city pay for something? You're a cleric, for God's sake. Can I sleep with you? Can I sleep in the Goblin Garden? Guess I could ask the Coin Lord. No, or I mean... He thinks about it for a second and then once again says no. Okay, so not there. Okay, well, I just keep sleeping for now. Okay, nothing for him to say right now. We had a map of some sort, right? Yes, there is more map. Pillar Crossing, Toasted West, Toasted East. That's the layer we woke up in. North. So yeah, I guess we just have to keep exploring and find the people we need to speak to and all that stuff. So yes, this game, like, it started with a tea shop exploded and we have to find out about it, but then it's just quite a while to even get into that business. And it is a lot of reading, that one. So, I mean, I picked it up knowing that there would be a bunch of reading, right? But that means it's harder to do a stream of it for a very long time, right? It's like reading for 3 hours constantly does add up to my throat tiring out. So I know we didn't really make it much of anywhere in the case, but it does feel like I'm gonna have to wrap up for today. But yes, I'm not sure how we're feeling about this game, right? Like, do we want this to be something we continue with, or, you know, we took a look and maybe I'll find something else for tomorrow? Because it's like, yes, it's kind of curious and interesting, and it's funny to maybe die out of embarrassment and whatever. But yes, it might be a longer game, so I'm not sure how people feel about you know, listening to that for more and more streams, however long it would take to sort it out. So, you know, you can say in the chat what you're thinking, or if you're watching this later, you can say so in the comments. I'm just gonna walk around town a bit, see what's here, because there's clearly plenty to explore. There are people to talk to, right? I assume it like wants us to go around and talk to people. Yeah, it's not really a puzzle game, so yes, I understand if it's also not something that sticks with people here, right? Like, I knew it was a more of a narrative thing, and like the main reason I was interested in it is because, you know, people have told me before, like, oh, I should try Disco Elysium because I would enjoy it because I like detective things and whatever stuff like that. And again, we talked about this whole, you know, I never got around to Disco because of the whole, it's potentially super heavy. So then I was like, oh, this one might be, you know, something that's like that, but not super heavy. But yes, so far, there hasn't even been like a lot of investigating, right? It's more been just talking and making a fool of ourselves. Yes, just finding random oily instructions in a bag. Because why not? A gnome starter guide to esoteric Ebb memorization. You hold up the paper, finding it to be torn out page of a book. The name of the margin suggests the book is called A Gnome Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Read it, it's quite lengthy. Okay, no, let's put it away for now. I was just like walking around and seeing what things are. Okay, well, as I said, you can leave stuff in the comments later, and I will have a think about it basically for tomorrow's stream. See how I feel about it. You know, once I had time, some more time to think about it, and either come back with this tomorrow or come back with some other game. And I mean, obviously, it's like, even if I don't play this tomorrow because I don't feel like, you know, reading for 3 hours, we can still come back to it next week or something like that. So I will see. I will examine some more how I feel about it. But yes, for today, I think this will be it. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for, you know, indulging me in me experimenting with what games I'm picking, right? Because sometimes that's like the hard thing for doing a stream. Like, I have to pick up a game blind and then, you know, hope that it's something that both I enjoy and that you enjoy. So, you know, it's still nice that people will stick around and engage with it or just even watch. So, you know, thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thank you to those who liked the stream. And yes, as always, thank you to channel members for supporting the channel. Yes, my thoughts on this so far are kind of mixed. Like, it's clearly, like, it seems like a good game if you enjoy, like, RPGs, lots of reading, like the role-playing mechanics and all that stuff. It's just, yes, I'm just kind of conflicted on, does it fit super well with, you know, things where we mostly do puzzles. So, yeah. That will be it for today. That's the thought I'm going to leave you with. So I hope you all have a good night, good rest of your day, whatever time it is for you. And I will hopefully see you soon. This week on the channel, there will be a video with the solution to the final puzzle in Hamster Mind. So that's what I have prepared for you. Well, I'm still working on it, but it's coming this week. It's just, you know, taking some effort to put together. So that's happening. And then, since I finished the rat line and I'm about to give you the final Hamster Mind, there's gonna be a couple longer videos where I play through some other games that are just like mostly one-offs. So hopefully you enjoy that too. So yes, you've got that to look forward to. And for now, it's gonna be bye-bye!